What is up, everybody? This is Erik, the Bay Area Collector, and today I am doing my May 2019 video game haul. As you know from last month, I kind of included some games that I bought around because I did my haul for April a little bit, like a few days early, and I had a couple of purchases done between that time and May. So I'm gonna include those games that I got after the April 2019 haul video. And likewise, for May, I have a couple of purchases that I'm going to be getting by the end of the week, before the end of the month, but I'll include those in the June haul video. But anyways, to get started, I got a couple of games that I got. I feel like it wasn't as many as I did last month, but there's still some games. So anyways, we're going to get started like always with the Nintendo Switch downloadable games that I bought. I bought 3 this month. First one was Tiny Hands Adventure. It's kind of like a 3D platformer. Got that one on sale for like 79 cents when they had the sale really cheap. The next one is Super Hyperactive Ninja. It's kind of like a runner. It's not really a runner, but it's kind of like a platformer where you're trying to beat the clock or trying to, you go hyper because he drinks coffee. Story goes like there's some evil emperor that's taking all the coffee. I don't know what the story is like exactly, but something about coffee where they're stealing all the coffee, and so he's the last coffee ninja and he's going to go rescue the coffee. But anyways, got that game for about $1 or $2, really cheap. It was on sale, and I believe it's a really fun game. I already played all 3 of them, gave them a try, and I liked all of them. But this one, the one that I really liked, was Overdriven Reloaded. That's basically a top-down vertical shooter, shoot 'em up. Really fun game. I got this one on sale for, I believe this one was like $1.99, or it was really cheap. I didn't spend a lot of money on these games, so I know they were on sale for really cheap. Otherwise, I don't think I would have gotten them. But that Overdriven one, I've always wanted like a shooter to have for the Switch. That game is awesome. I highly recommend that one. But anyways, let me go ahead and turn off my Nintendo Switch because we got a couple of games to get going. Power it off. Turn off. Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and fix the camera a little bit. So, this game, so I got a couple of Super Nintendo games again. I'm really into the collecting right now for those systems, as well as other games for other systems. I bought a couple of games. These particular weren't really in a, well, they are in the order that were purchased between after the April video and in early May. Now, this one is actually a game that's super expensive. So I got this one. It's Hagane. Hopefully I'm not butchering the name, or Hagane, for the Super Nintendo. Basically, this is not the original cartridge. This is a repro cartridge. I won it in a bid for about $5. I tested it on my Retron 5 and it works beautifully. So it's a really high quality repro cartridge, reproduction cartridge. But I've already played this game before and I love it. It's kind of like a mix of Shinobi, similar to Shinobi. It's a really fun game. I'm planning on doing a special on games that are going to be too expensive for me to own. That I'll probably will never buy original because they go for a lot of money. This is one of them. So yes, I got this bad boy right here. The next game that I got was a game that I used to have when I was a kid and I loved it to death, and I bought it again. I got a good deal on it. Indiana Jones: The Greatest Adventures. Label's alright, yeah, but anyways, this game is actually a really fun side scroller. It's both all of the first 3 Indiana Jones movies in one. So it has it has the Raiders of the Lost Ark, then it goes to Temple of Doom, and then to the Last Crusade. So it's like the 3 games in one, kind of like the Super Star Wars. It came out like when they did Super Star Wars, Super Empire Strike Back, and Super Return of the Jedi. Instead of those games, the Star Wars games coming into one, they did this for Indiana Jones instead. So really fun game, highly recommended as well. Another game that I had when I was a kid, but I never could pass it, is a platforming game called Skull Jagger. This one It's a side scroller. You know, I kind of forgot a lot about this game. I know it's a side scroller. It has to do. It's a pirate themed game. It was fun, but it was hard as hell. So I gave up on it, and obviously every time I see this company now, it reminds me of Treasure Master, the ASC. But yeah, so I can see why those games, you know, this game is hard. So, but it was fun. So I decided to get it again to give it a go. The next game is another game. If you guys saw my last month's April haul, I talked about a game that I had, Brain Lord, for the Super Nintendo. That I had it. I gave up on it because it was hard. I played the emulator. Then I made it far, and then I lost the data. Well, and then I kind of gave up and then decided to buy the game because I really like the game and give it a shot now. Well, the same thing with this one, but not that I lost the data, but I kind of gave up on it because it gets to be a little bit hard. But it's called Big Sky Trooper. It's actually an adventure game where you go into space and you explore different planets. Really fun. It's kind of like a Zelda type adventure game. It's a fun game, but I decided to give it a go because this was one of my favorite Super Nintendo games that I wish I could have passed. And I got it again, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Now this is another game that I used to own when I was a kid. I passed it, but I like with all my collection, I lost it. And this one is the Guardian Legend. This is a really, really fun Nintendo game. It's becoming to be a little bit sought after right now because I had a hard time buying it. I mean, I got it for a decent price, but I had a hard time getting it at a decent price. I think I probably paid about $10 for it or a little bit less. And right now this game is going for like $15-20. But anyways, it's basically a Zelda style game overhead, but it also has a shoot 'em up stages. Where it's a vertical scrolling shooter, and it's a really fun game. Highly recommended as well. Another game I highly recommend, and it's really fun and it's very underrated, is the Adventures of Rad Gravity. Got this one for a decent price. As you can see, the label was kind of messed up. I didn't realize that it was messed up here, but anyways, I'm glad I have it. Best thing I can say, this is like a Metroidvania side scroller. Last level boss, I passed this game a long time ago, but God, the last level boss is insanely hard. This game is hard, but it's a really fun Metroidvania game. So you explore planets similar to like Big Sky Trooper. You go to different planets and you explore the area looking for items to get you past through certain areas. So it's a really fun Metroidvania, and it's very underrated, and I recommend it as well. Another game I highly recommend that I used to have when I was a kid, and I got it for a decent price, and you'll see why, is Little Ninja Brothers. This is for Nintendo RPG that's super, super fun. I had it when I was a kid. I remember it was one of my early games that I bought for Nintendo. I remember buying it at Woolworths for about $5. They had a sale there, brand new with the maps, with the instructions. And I regret it because this is now one of those games that it's in the $40-50 price range, and I was able to nab this one for about $20. The condition's not that great. I'm thinking about getting a repro label for it, but kind of leaving it as it is. But I love this game. This is one of my favorite RPGs for the Nintendo, and I highly recommend it. Another game, I went to one of the flea markets in Oakland, not the Coliseum one, but the one at Laney College, one weekend a few weeks ago, and I got this game that I used to rent the hell out of when I was a kid. I used to love renting it, but it was hard. Eventually, I passed it with the emulator, but I've always wanted to get it, and I got it for a decent price. Conquest of the Crystal Palace for the Nintendo. This game, it's a side-scrolling game, action platformer. You control your dog with a whistle. It's kind of based off of kind of like old school Chinese temple type stuff. It's a really fun game. The cover's badass too. I like the cover. But the guy was selling it for like $19 or $20, and I knocked it down to like 14, 15, because that's about how much the game is going, and I kind of hustled down the price because I kind of knew the worth of the game. So I think it was a decent price what I paid for, and it's in really good shape. So yeah. Now moving along, I got a NES game. I got this one really cheap for about $4. I won it in an auction on eBay, and it's Dash Galaxy in the Alien Asylum. Got it with the instructions. Pay $4. I've heard a lot of mixed things about this game. That it's okay, that it's bad. You know, I really don't know what to make of it until I play it. It caught my attention a long time ago, but I kind of like was iffy about getting it. This isn't an expensive game to get anyways, but for $4 with the instructions, I'm trying to get games with instructions now if I can, for Nintendo or with any game as well. But excuse me, but you know, just to get it for that price, it's a really good price. Next game for the Nintendo Switch, I got The Liar Princess and the Blind Prince. This was a game that I kind of saw it one day at GameStop, let it go, saw it again, let it go, and then finally I decided to go a third time and said, screw it, I'm gonna get it. You know, this game is basically a side-scrolling platformer. I read up on the story. It's about this this werewolf that, you know, I guess the prince notices a werewolf that's singing, and he likes the singing, tries to get in for a closer look, and then the werewolf was trying to help the prince to go up the cliff and accidentally claws his eyes out. So then he gets blind, gets thrown in prison. It's a weird story, and then the werewolf disguises herself as a princess to guide the prince. So it's one of those, I would say it kind of gave me the feel of A Boy and His Blob type of stuff, you know, but the graphics look really nice and it caught my attention. So it's another one for the collection for the Switch. So yes. Next up, when I went to my local thrift store, and I got a couple of games. I got Killzone 2 for the PlayStation 3. Got it with instructions, like always in those places. In that particular place, they always give me the instructions. I love it. Killzone 3, I got it with instructions as well. And I got a Nintendo DS game that caught my attention, but after I read it, I was like, maybe it's not going to be all that, but who knows, it seemed kind of cutesy. My son liked it. I got Viva, Piñata, Pocket Paradise. Now, you guys try saying that fast 3 times. It's like a tongue twister, but, you know, I got it. And then I think, yeah, I got it with instructions and everything. So I got it, and after I read up on it, it's kind of like a simulator type of game, like a not a farming simulator, but a city building simulator. So I don't know, but hey, you know, give it a shot. Got it on sale, half off, all these games, so why not, you know? Pretty good price. Now, this one game, you know, this game, I went to a GameStop store one day when I was down in the East Bay to visit my family, like I do every weekend. And I decided to stop by one of the local GameStops there. I saw this game that I've always wanted to get for a long time, and I used to kind of try to get it, but then I stopped because it was too expensive, and then I saw it for $13 with instructions and everything. You know, that it was on sale. And when I got home, well, oh, by the way, the name of the game is Donkey Kong Country Returns. This is the sequel to the Donkey Kong Country series on Super Nintendo, I believe, and it was a game that I've always wanted to get. This is one of the games that I really wanted to get for a long time. I got Tropical Freeze on the Wii U, but this is the one that I kind of wanted to play, so that way I have all the games in the series. But anyways, like I was saying, when I went to the GameStop, then I went home, got home, and then my girlfriend was looking at the receipts to see how much I spent on the game, you know, to see what was my part of my portion of the bill, you know, and when we saw it, they didn't charge me for it. So basically I got this one for free. I got really, really, really lucky with this one, and yes, I got this one for free basically. So yeah, got this one for free. Can't wait to play this one. And then going into more Nintendo games, I got this game. It was another game that I was looking for a really long time, but the prices never dropped. It always stayed constant at a $20 range, and I was trying to see if I could get it cheaper, but I couldn't, and I said, okay, might as well get it. I got Power Punch 2. Yes, that is Mike Tyson. There is another Mike Tyson game after Punch Out. Excuse me. Basically, I don't know if there was a Power Punch. I don't know. I read up on the history a long time ago. I believe that after Mike Tyson's Punch Out, after the contract expired on Mike Tyson for the Punch Out game, they were looking to see if they can add Mike Tyson on other games, or they wanted to do a sequel, but it never really came out because of all the drama that was involving Mike Tyson at the time. But I believe that again, ASC they picked up on the game, and it's basically a Punch Out clone, but he fights aliens. So this is a very interesting game. You actually play as Mike Tyson, and you're basically the heavyweight champion of the world. You beat everybody, and he's kind of like, now what do I do? I'm kind of, I already beat everybody, so what's next? And he gets into a battle with aliens, as punching, like a boxing match. So this is a game that I really wanted to get, that caught my eye. I'm gonna try to see if maybe in the future I'll make a video of this one. This is something that, because it has a lot of history, so this is something, when I show videos to you guys, I like to show like fun facts about things that people may or may not know, and just to let you guys know about fun facts about video games that came out for the systems. But this is one that I may be really interested in doing a video in the near future. So going back, this is another game that I was looking for a really long time, and I got it for a decent price. This is for the Sega Genesis, and this is Fantastic Dizzy. Now, Fantastic Dizzy, I had the Quattro Adventure for the Nintendo when I was a kid. I liked Dizzy, the game. I liked it so much, but the problem was that it didn't have a password feature. It didn't have a save feature, so the game was really, really difficult without a guide. So, I gave up on that other game, but I knew about the Genesis one, and I want to say I played an emulator, the ROM on an emulator, but I can't remember. I kind of played it like to try it out, and I liked it, but kind of gave up on it. But I really wanted to play this one, so this is another game. Really good series of games for the Dizzy series. It goes back to the ZX Spectrum, to the Commodore 64. So yeah, it goes back to those games from back in the days. Correct me if I'm wrong, but put your comments below, of course, like always. But I think it goes back a long time, and these games are fun. Anyways, now this one I got as I won an auction for, and it was one of those auctions. If I win, I win it. If I don't, I don't. And I paid like about, I want to say I paid less than $10 for these, because I know the worth of the games are not that great. But I got Home Alone and Home Alone 2 for the Nintendo. Now these games, I know that the games are not all that great. That some say that they're not that good. I've always been curious about these games, even despite looking at videos, but I got it for a really cheap price. I got both of them for a cheap price. Plus, I'm a huge fan of the Home Alone series. So, hey, give them a shot for a cheap price. And I won it. I mean, it wasn't expected. I thought I was going to lose the auction, and I actually won it. So I got a really good deal on these. So, hey, can't say that I didn't get a good deal. At least I got that if they come out to be lame games, I don't know. I've seen videos and people just kind of bash the games as horrible games. So we'll see. I like to judge before I give an opinion on them. Next one is a game that I played way back in the days when my early days of the Nintendo with my cousins. It was a game that I liked, and I had it for the Game Boy. It's Solomon's Key, and I got it with instructions. I got a pretty decent deal on it. This is a puzzle game. The guy goes around, he builds blocks, destroys blocks to find a key to exit the stage. Really fun game. I had it for the Game Boy. For the Game Boy, it was called Solomon's Club. But this one, I thought I had it in the past and I never did. So I got it. I'm looking forward to playing some nice puzzle games with this one. But yes. Next game up, it is Young Merlin for the Super Nintendo. Best way to describe this one is like an adventure game, overhead Zelda type style game. This is a game that I've always wanted to play a long time, but never really bothered with it. But found a good deal on it and decided to get it. So we'll give it a shot and see how it is. And then the next one, so these I actually got as a set. I also won an auction because there were two games that I really wanted on this set that I had when I was young, and I wanted to pick up on them again. So I won this auction, and I was really happy because I paid a pretty good price. I paid about $20 for this whole lot, which just one of the games is probably worth the $20. And it was these games. So I got The Lion King for the Genesis. Really fun game. Had it before. NBA Jams. Love the arcade game. We used to play it in high school. This one, I don't know. I've never played it. Is WCW NWO Revenge. But I like wrestling. I'm a big fan of wrestling. I love the NWO back in the days. And that's Goldberg. I love Goldberg. So, we'll see how this game is. I got a couple of wrestling games that, I'm kind of curious to play, but never really paid attention to them, but nonetheless. And then these were the two games that I really wanted to get. Mario Brothers Duck Hunt and Bobble. So, as you guys know, Bobble is worth about $20 alone. 15 to 20. I've seen it a little bit less than 20. But Mario Brothers is another. That's not an expensive game, but I've always wanted to get the combo one. I have Mario Brothers 3. Now I have the Mario Brothers. Now I need Mario Brothers 2. That's the one I'm looking for now, just to complete the collection of the Mario Brothers for Nintendo. But yeah, I got it for that price. Really worth it. Bobble, awesome game. Love it. Super Mario Brothers, you can't beat that. Duck Hunt, unfortunately, I don't have a phaser gun, a light gun, and unfortunately nowadays it's really hard. You have to do certain tricks to play it as a to play the light gun. You need either an older TV screen or kind of modify some stuff to play it. But my interest was in Mario Brothers and Bobble. So got this. Really happy that I got this. And yeah. Got a couple more games coming up. Like I said, those games are gonna be shown in the June haul. Now I want to say that in June I pre-ordered a game that was a limited run game. I'm not gonna say which one it is because if I get it in June, sometime in June, I'm gonna go ahead and do an unboxing of the game. Get it from the mail in unboxing, but I believe that it comes out either in June or July. So I think it's June, but I gotta check again. Maybe July, but anyways, hopefully it comes out in June, I believe, but I don't want to say what game it is. It's a game that I wanted for a really long time, but I like buying physical games, so I'm waiting for that. But anyways, this was my May 2019 haul. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys liked it. Please like, subscribe, give me thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you guys want to do. It's your choice. I enjoy doing these videos for you guys to show you what I've gotten on my collection. And if you guys see any of these games, if you have any suggestions of maybe asking me what games to play or try out, some of these games I already passed a long time ago, and some of them I haven't played at all. Like I said before in last months, I always try to pass the games to give my full review of the game and my enjoyment, whether it is using cheats, whether it is not using cheats, whether, because I like to recommend whether you want to use cheats or not, because some games, I notice that some people bash games that are very, hard, and they say, oh, it's not a good game, but sometimes if you use cheats or use something, you can enjoy the game better, and you'll have more fun. But that's just my opinion. You guys have your own opinion about that. But anyways, Please like, subscribe. You guys subscribe to me, I'll subscribe back to you guys. Please help me reach that 100 subscriber goal. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys next week. This has been Erik the Bear Collector. Peace out.